as like a private citizen or someone like that. There's the Constitution and how it works. It'll okay. Hello. Okay, so I've been doing research and I was just thinking there's gotta be okay, so I'll explain how the very fundamentals of the Constitution and how it works at a later time. Just bear with me because we're kind of in a crisis. The 11th Amendment bars suits against states. Like the states are essentially immune, but their state actors are not. So it's like if I was suing in Florida, if I wanted to sue the state of Florida or Georgia or whatever, I would need to sue their state official, their attorney general or someone like that. I'm not sure if that's exactly correct, but so states are generally immune, right? So I just was like Googling around. I was like, okay, so no one's brought suit against FAUCI at all as like a private citizen, considering the facts. Look what I found, guys. Look what the fuck I found. And I hope I don't bore you with this case, but it's an extremely interesting case. It's called Rodden with 2 D's, Rodden, V period, FAUCI, FAUCI. In law school, we don't do verses like with the S. We just do a V with the period. Like we think we're fucking fancy or something. Let me know if you need the case number or I will send you the PDF. So essentially this guy, Rodden, he was the plaintiff, comes after Anthony Fauci with a million other defendants. And it actually gets really crazy because the plaintiff ends up having, I don't even know who this person is. Maybe there's someone we'll get to that, but they end up having to file a temporary restraining order against the defendants, meaning Fauci, the U.S. government, I think one was like the NHA or whatever, the NHS or whatever the fuck. So I'm trying to just learn how to speak a little bit better and clearly so that you guys understand without making this like 25 minutes, but it is what it is. So now, okay, so now they're telling us so Jeffrey Vincent Brown was the judge. So now they're telling us who the plaintiffs are, and it says that they're pro havici, which is Latin, meaning that they are representing themselves. This is a class action lawsuit brought by a bunch of different people who, remember when COVID vaccines came into effect and, Biden put an executive order out for all federal employees to be vaccinated by like a certain amount of time. So that's what this case kind of goes after, is that it's like saying you say that you didn't put in a mandate. However, your guidelines say that you're not even fully vaccinated until after 2 weeks of your original vaccine, and then you have to get another one. So essentially, this was an absolute mandate for people to receive a shot or have their job. Now, a lot of people, I don't know where the lawyers are. My con law professor went hard as shit on us. Like, I could even quote the cases. But oh god, now I'm gonna fucking lose my train of thought. Oh my god. Okay, so one thing that they brought up is that we have human beings in the U.S. Constitution, and I know in the Florida, we have the right to refuse unwanted medical treatment. The case that we applied for this in law school was, do you guys remember Terry Schiavo? I don't remember what happened to her, but there was a big fuss. She was like a vegetable, unfortunately, and there was a fight between her husband and her parents, and I'm not sure which one wanted to pull the plug and which one wanted to no, that's assisted suicide. We don't have the right to that. No, I'm not actually because I'm right, because she didn't have any cognitive senses. So this was the right to refuse unwanted blah blah blah. So if I go into a doctor's office, like I need informed consent. I have that ability and that right to get that from that doctor. And I have the right to refuse medical treatment that I don't want. And so one of their points in this case against Fauci and other defendants was that they violated the Fifth Amendment due process clause, which is the same thing as the 14th, but it just applies to the federal government, not like the states. So if I wanted to sue like Ron DeSantis, that would have to be under the 14th Amendment. Or if I wanted to sue someone under state law, it would have to go through the 14th. Whereas if I want to be in the federal government, I have to sue through the 5th. Okay? Or I have to bring cause of action through the 5th. Okay. Next is the 9th Amendment, which I actually mentioned before. I think that the 9th Amendment can apply and we don't really understand how to use it. Do you guys have a constitution? I got like 5 of them. Let me climb up here and get one because I would like to read it to you. Oh God, I got my fucking Cats playlist on, so don't forget, I don't care. It's good music. It's just it's like Glee. All right, bear with me for a minute. Now, under the 9th Amendment, and I highly suggest you guys get your own little constitution, like something, or look it up online, something. My favorite amendments are the 1st, the 2nd, well, I've never litigated on the 2nd, but the 1st, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 14th, the 21st? Not sure. Okay, so some of these amendments we don't even use, such as Amendment 3, which stops military from quartering in your house, but God knows what could happen these days. All right, I'll stop getting off track. I am just learning how to do this, so cut me a break, or don't really give a fuck. All right. So, Amendment 13 is about abolishment of slavery. Oh my God, this is my favorite song. All right, so Amendment 15 is Section 1, the right of the citizens of the United States hold on, guys, here we go, here's important. How do I mark this up as important? Hold this for skin tones of hearts. Why not? All right, so this is my favorite song. All right, so Amendment 15 is Section 1, the right of the citizens of the United States hold on, guys, here we go, here's important. How do I mark this up as important? Hold this for skin tones of hearts. Why don't they just say colors? Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh, I guess because of the faces. Okay, what do I do to, oh my God, I'm so sorry that this is going off like that. Okay, so Jesus, I cannot believe I'm embarrassing myself like this. Lord help me. All right, so back to Amendment 15, Section 1. The right of... Jesus fucking Christ, sorry, these tiny books. The right of citizens of the United States to vote. By the way, citizens, United States citizens, not illegal aliens who just have a temporary or a license. I don't give a fuck if it's a license. That doesn't mean you're a citizen. People can have temporary licenses and shit. That don't mean a goddamn thing. Remember this. Remember, Amendment 15, Section 1. The right of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States by any state on account of race, color, prevention, or okay, hold on. On account of race, color, isn't that the same thing? Or I don't know, or previous condition of servitude. Wow, is that fancy word for reparation? Huh. Okay, so let's go to Section 2. The Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislative. He'll go fucking figure. They'll use the enabling clause or they'll use the necessary and proper. That's it. That's all. Next we go to the 16th. Lay and collect taxes from income. They put that in 1913? I don't know. Oh my god, I can't believe I have another song going on like this. Normally I have like something like modern or maybe some Tibetan bells, whatever the fuck. Okay. Now I need to go to Amendment 9. Did I skip that? I'm so sorry. See, this is why I need to practice. So Amendment 9 says that the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Okay, so basically, Article 1 of the Constitution applies to the legislative branch, which is Congress, which includes the House and the Senate. They are the legislative branch. They are the lawmaking branch. Okay, they enact and make the laws. Okay, the president and the attorney general and like those agencies, like the EPA, all those federal agencies, they actually derive their power from Congress. Congress gives them certain like delegation of duties or whatever, but they have to be like very specific on them. And God knows they're probably not. There's no oversight here. I should probably start a business of like oversight, but hopefully, I mean, I would like to live a little bit longer. So that's a no. And so the executive branch. Obviously, the president is the commander-in-chief of the military, which is why I do think it's pretty important to have a man as commander-in-chief of the military. I mean, like, unless you, like, I don't see it any other way because you need these men to, like, whatever, I'm not even going to explain this. Next, I just want to live. How about that? Sorry, just taking a breath. So, I'm saying Article 2 applies to the president. The president executes, like the executive branch, the president executes the legislation that Congress and the legislative branch has made. Now, of course, they can go back and forth trying to veto each other, but they have to like veto it by like a 2/3 majority of something like that. We don't even need to get into that. That's like bar exam questions. Now, the judiciary branch is Article 3. And Congress rules the world. So, like, we look at the president, but in reality, like, he derives most of his power from Congress for the legislative branch. And it's unfortunate to see that the judiciary, which is the ones that, interpret the laws and make sure that they are constitutional, it's unfortunate to see them become so partisan. I don't believe that there was a leak with Justice Alito. I think it was something planned. I'm not saying by him. I think that Biden is a thug, and he incites violence against people who might not vote or go his way. And I think that that's pussy, to be honest with you, because it's like, I think it's really admirable when someone can like face up to someone and say like, all right, like, okay, what if I am a bitch? Like, let's resolve this, rather than like throwing Trump in jail and smiling about it. Like, oh, see what I can do, see my power and authority. It's because you have a little dick, so that's what you have to do. So back to what I was saying. We have the executive branch who executes the laws that Congress makes or the legislative branch makes. Then the judiciary branch, which is the SCOTUS, and lower federal courts, they interpret the laws to make sure that they are in line with the Constitution. Now, under Article 1, Article 1 of the Constitution regulates Congress, the legislative branch. And under Article 1, Section 8, there are a lot of what we call enumerated powers, which are specifically listed powers given to Congress that they may act on. However, I think the term is I learned this in scholarly writing. And of course, now I am forgetting it because I didn't do this with a script as I should have. Oh my gosh. So there are these enumerated, like, they have the power to declare war, to make post office, to regulate interstate commerce, to tax and to spend, which I guess is another word for expenditures. But Congress has the power to tax and spend as they find necessary for the general health and welfare of the public. And however, there are exceptions to that, like let's say that the government is giving money to like a religious organization of some sort. That's not, and like discriminating against others. That's not okay. It's just so. Let me stop here because I have a part two to this.